Is up, everybody? Welcome back to the third episode. This is episode number 3 of my new show, Real Coaching in Real Time, where I bring 3 real estate agents from somewhere in the world, different markets, to come on, and I give them 10 to 15 minutes just to ask questions, pick my brain, whatever they want to chat about. So I'm really excited. The first 2 episodes went really well. I got a lot of great feedback that it brought a lot of value. Everybody really enjoyed it. So I'm going to continue doing it as long as you guys are enjoying these conversations and these little mini coaching sessions, I'll call it, because it's real coaching in real time. These are questions I don't know. I have no idea what these agents are going to ask me today or what we're going to be talking about. So it's literally real coaching in real time. That's why I named it that. And that's the way I like it, because, you know, if somebody kind of like pre-scripts questions and I have time to think about it, you're not going to get the realest answer. You get the realest answer when you ask me questions I don't know is coming. That's when you really hear the truth. So that's why I like this little format that we have going on. I'm going to bring all 3 agents out right now. Here's a shot of everybody. So Nick. Right, not Nicholas, but Nick, come on out and introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Nick, 26 years old, been a licensed real estate agent for literally 3 weeks, brand new, no experience, fresh in the industry. I partnered with Hampton Estates Realty, and I work in the Hamptons, New York.
Nice, bro. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Wow, dude. All right, cool. Well, good to see you, man. I look forward to chatting in a minute.
Look forward to it.
Cool, man. Nicholas, number 2.
What's up, everybody? My name is Nicholas. Originally from Bogota, Colombia. I'm in Tampa, Florida right now. Been an agent for 3 years, but I recently took action. So I've been following Ricky's plan for about a month. So I'm very excited to be here. Thank you, Ricky, for the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, good to see you, man. Looking forward to chatting in a minute. Gina.
Yes, sir.
Hey everybody, I'm Gina Curtis. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm with Libertas Real Estate. I've been an agent for about 2 years. I'm coming on and expiring in November, but I'm not, thanks to Ricky. I met you shortly after my training, Ricky. I actually found you on YouTube and I've been Zero to Diamond for a while. So I'm super excited to be here today. Thank you.
Yeah, you say we met?
I met you in Phoenix. Yeah, you came out
okay.
first.
Yeah, that let's see, what was that event? What was that title company that put it on?
Driggs Title. Jason
What was
Predovich.
it?
The event?
Yeah, what was the title company?
They're Driggs Title.
Yeah, Driggs, yeah. Hey, that was a good event. It was small. It was like 150 people, but it was hype.
It was awesome. Yeah, I got a picture. It was awesome. We got a moment.
Good. Well, good to see you again. Looking forward to chatting in a minute.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, now you'll mute. So, okay, guys, I'm going to bring everybody back out here in a minute, one by one, to pick my brain. During these shows, I actually wanted to go back through my old videos and kind of pick out maybe a video a lot of you newer subscribers haven't seen yet, or something that I think really brings a lot of value. I have like 900 videos on my channel here. And so, you know, I go back through and I look at some of those videos that I forgot I even made that are so freaking valuable. So I'm going to kind of link one each show I do so you guys can go back and watch it if you haven't already. But today's video I picked out is called Why Only 1% of You Will Follow My Lead. Like literally, when I watch the 28-day challenge, when I watch the 90-day action plan, and I see everybody start out day number 1 all fired up and everything, and there's like, you know, tens of thousands of views, and then by like day 10 or 11 or 12, the views have dropped down to like in the hundreds. And it makes me realize that everybody starts out on fire that first day or 2, but hardly anyone actually completes the program. And it's the same thing with your goals. At the beginning of the year, you're fired up January 1st, and by January 14th, you're right back to doing what you normally do, falling back into your old habits. And I don't know, I feel for you guys. I really feel for you guys because I'm constantly trying to get better and I'm really dedicating myself and being disciplined to the process. And so I hope some of that's rubbing off on you guys, but you really should watch the video I linked below. Why only 1% of you will actually follow my lead and do what you need to do to succeed. So I think that one will bring a lot of value to a lot of you and really hit home. All right, so I'm going to bring Nick number 1 back on. Nick.
Yes, sir. Right here.
Okay, dude, 3 weeks in the business. How old are you?
26.
26. Nice, man. So what do you do full time, or what did you do before real estate?
So what I did full time was a member at my church. He owned an eBay, Amazon reselling business, and his business was expanding. So he's like, hey, I kind of need help. So I'm like, okay, sweet. So I did that for about 1.5 years, but I've done all sorts of things. I'm a DJ, ballroom dancer, competed professionally. I was going to be a doctor. That didn't pan out. I privately tutored. So I'm like, here I am. Long story short, we're in real estate to build up some funds and plant a church in the next 2-3 years with my friends.
I got you, man. I got you. Cool. So kind of all over the place.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You feel like real estate might be just another like item on that list of things that you tried to do?
See, originally I was just like, okay, maybe it will be, but it's literally the only thing that I can see as a logical step with the amount of money that a church needs to plant and do all these things. So I'm like, I'm willing to and want to commit to this process and make real estate like my home, planting my feet career-wise.
Got you. Got you. Cool, man. So what questions do you have, or what do you want to chat about today?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely prospecting and scripts. So what I mean by that is, so the top producer in my brokerage, he does 13 homes a year, and they're in the Hamptons. They're a little bit more higher up on the scale, but I'm having a hard time just like, okay, they're giving me information, but then tuning out, like they want to make it like a team setting, but we're still independent sort of thing. So like we're trying to get together 4 agents, work on the sales scripts, but it's like every other sales script. Like I tune into your videos, they're like, yo, we gotta like do karate and like handle objections and do this, and just overload the calls.
Right, right. So I see what you're talking about. So you got a group of guys and they're doing the old school scripts and
Right.
all that stuff. And you see my scripts and you think, wow, this is a more fluid, probably more, less awkward, more inviting,
Right.
way
sure.
to communicate. Right.
Mhm.
So what can I help you with on that?
So it's like, I'm going to commit to that. I just got to like not listen, but also since I'm new, like I don't want to be disrespectful or anything like that. So I guess that's a personal thing I have to work on. But what I've been getting a lot was when I circle prospect, oh, like a home sold down the road from you or something like that. I get like, what does this have to do with me? Or I get like a couple or a lot of wrong numbers. And so it's like how to recover from that.
Yeah.
And also just being new because I don't know everything and it's a sort of a new area. So it's like that fear setting and just being comfortable.
Yeah, dude. I mean, man, when somebody comes at you and they're like, "Oh, what does this have to do with me?" That response right there tells you that you just presented yourself wrong, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's just the tone. Like if you presented it right and you were like, "Hey, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but a house around the corner just sold from you, and I didn't know if there's anything in the world I could do for you today." Right? If you presented it right with the right tone and the right speed and the right, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Then they wouldn't be asking you that because they would know why you're telling them that. You're giving them market information that they may or may not know about, and then asking them if there's something you can do to help them.
Right. Okay.
So do you say, "Oh, a house around the corner sold," and then just end it right there?
No, I say like a house down the road sold from you, a house sold down the road from you. Is there anything in the world that I can do for you today?
Right.
And naturally I was speaking a little fast for sure because it's like my first time and doing that. So I could definitely slow that down a bit. But I've been noticing that like pretty recurring, like presenting exactly like that.
Listen, bro, you're 3 weeks in the business. Okay. Like
Yeah.
it took me 8 months to close my first deal. And
Right.
like on average, from what I see, like all the new agents I work with, because I'm working with
Mhm.
I work with new agents constantly. I always have about 10 to 15 brand new agents that I'm working with all over the country.
Right.
And from what I see, from what I can gather, the ones that actually, start selling, there's some that just never sell. They just never
Right.
sell. But on average, what I'm seeing is a 3 to 6 month process to get to your first deal on average.
Okay.
And I mean, until you've been making calls for a good 6 months to a year, you're not really going to get into that comfortable flow where you can just breeze through those conversations and you really know the tone and you really understand what you're really trying to do there. You understand how to listen. Like it's one thing to listen and to
Right.
hear somebody say, oh, you just need to listen. But it's another thing to understand the skill of listening.
Okay.
Right. And what you're listening for. Because when I'm talking to someone on the phone, I'm listening for the speed of their voice. I'm listening for the sound, the tone, the speed, their breath, everything. Like I'm listening for all that. I'm picking up clues. I'm listening to the
Right.
words they're saying, and I'm taking that into context with how they're saying it, and I'm figuring out what they're actually trying to tell me. Because a lot of people, just the words they say aren't necessarily what they're trying to say. You know what I mean? It's kind of a subliminal. It's almost like subconsciously. You know what I mean? They're also putting emotions behind their words. Is what I'm saying. And when you start listening for those emotions, when you start listening for, what I'm saying, their tone, their speed, and
Right.
you really start to get that down, then what I'm saying? And that's a process.
Right.
Dude,
For
you're
sure.
at the very beginning of this long process. You know what I'm saying? You're at the very beginning of this long process that it takes to actually learn how to communicate back and forth with prospects. You know what I mean? So
Right.
the biggest thing is that you started to do it, which is amazing. The second thing is we'll see how long you can continue doing it. Because like I said, only 1% of people actually follow through. Are you going to be one of the 1%? You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Let's try it, man. Let's try it. You got another question?
Oh, I do. Yeah. So I've been using the dialer. And have you ever gotten like a couple people call you back, but because you're making a lot of numbers, it just comes in as almost like a random phone number? Like how would you? Because sometimes you don't know their name, sometimes you do. It's like, how do you recover from that? I found myself tripping over my words a little bit.
Number one, man, you treat them like family, right?
Okay.
You need to always have like a family-like tone.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you answer the phone, you're like, hey, this is Nick. How you doing? How can I help you? Or whatever, however you answer the phone, or hello, or whatever. And they say, yeah, I was returning a call from earlier today. They say, oh, I was returning a call from earlier today. You're like, okay, yeah. I'm Nicholas. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Over here at Hamptons Estates, real estate. I was just calling you today to see if there's anything I can do to help you. See what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't have to memorize. You don't have to memorize what house they own. You don't have to memorize the comps. You don't have to memorize any of that stuff, right? It's like, hey, this is Nicholas over at Hamptons Estates. Calling to see if there's anything in the world I can do for you today, right?
Okay.
And they're like, well, like what? Well, like buying or selling real estate. I just said I'm in real estate. I'm calling to see if there's anything I can do, to help you concerning buying or selling real estate today. And if they start, it just depends on where the conversation goes. If they come in and they're really blazing and they're really drilling you and asking you this or that, start drilling them. Say, well, okay, well, what road are you on again? And stuff like that. And you can kind of dig it right back out of them. But the biggest thing is to answer the phone with open arms, and tone, open dialogue, and just, dude, you got to get used to talking to people you don't know, like you've known them forever.
Okay. I gotcha. Sweet deal. All right.
What else
And
you
then,
got?
yeah, since being 3 weeks in the business, tips on understanding like your market, maybe stuff that you want to keep on hand just in case someone asks, maybe like price per square foot or something like that.
Dude, you don't have to memorize that stuff, man. Listen, the price per
Okay.
square foot. Listen, bro, the price per square foot, number one, is changing constantly. Number two,
Okay.
it's different for different niches.
Mhm.
It's going to be different for newer houses. It's going to be different for houses on the corner. It's going to be different for waterfront homes. It's going to be different for,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Right,
Condos
right.
versus houses versus commercial. Like, you can't memorize all that. That's kind of like, that's like clients hitting me up talking about, what's the interest rate today on a 15-year, loan or whatever. I don't keep
Right.
up with the daily interest rates.
Right.
That's what I have a mortgage guy for. Let
Right,
me
for
call
sure.
him and see. Same thing with this. If someone wants to know something, bro, you say, yes, I'll text that to you. I'll email that to you. Let me call you right back. And you get on your little computer and pop, 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 pop. You got the info. You know what I mean?
Okay.
People don't expect you to know everything in the world. I don't care how long you've been in the business or how much you study and try to research and know everything. You can know more than anyone in your market, and you'll still get questions that you don't know the answer to.
Right.
All right. So that my philosophy is, in today's technology driven world, we can find information with a snap of a finger on our phones, on our computer. We don't have to memorize a bunch of stuff. I want to exert my entire mental capacity around how many people I can talk to try to figure out how many I can help today versus how many I can build a relationship with for the future. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I'm more into hacking that than trying to learn everything about my market that's going to change tomorrow.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of conditioning that I gotta get over. Going to be a doctor and memorizing all these facts, it just doesn't work.
That's a big problem with a lot of agents. They don't want to sound dumb or uneducated, so they want to memorize all these things, and it's literally stuff that you don't need to use. Like, everything that you study will be questions that no one asks you. Yeah, like you'll study square foot prices for all the different kinds of properties, and then nobody will ever ask you that question. Instead, they're going to ask you, what's the price per water frontage, or something. They're going to ask you something completely different. So, just know that you can get any kind of information or knowledge that you want at any given time, and
Gotcha.
you can supply that with people. I mean, you can find it in a second.
Right. Okay. I gotcha.
Let's role play real quick, man. Unless you got any other questions.
All right. I'm up for it.
Okay. Who are you calling? You circle prospecting?
I'll do circle prospecting.
Okay.
Okay.
So ring, ring, ring. Hello?
Hi, Ricky.
Yeah.
Hi, Ricky. This is Nick at Hampton Estates Realty. How you doing today?
Doing good. How about you?
Doing good. Enjoying the weather before we get a little bit of snow on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, Ricky, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but a house just sold down the road from you, and I didn't know if there was anything in the world that I can do for you today.
Not right now.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, Ricky, if you did decide to do something, was there an agent that you would work with?
No.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, in the future, you may decide that you want to buy or sell something, and I'd love the opportunity to work with you when that moment comes. Would it be okay if we stayed in touch?
Sure.
Great. What's your email?
That's pretty good, man. I didn't see you looking at a script or nothing. So you got the words down, man. It's just real choppy.
Right. Okay.
It's choppy. It's just, and you're saying, okay, Ricky, well, or let me ask you, Ricky, don't say their name over and over again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's gonna sound very almost condescending, like acting like you really know him on that level, like y'all talk all
Okay.
the time kind of deal. And he's just gonna be like, who is this guy calling me by my name every 2 seconds? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I think relax just a little bit and just breathe, slow it down just a tad, just a notch, and then work on what I talked about, listening to them, listening for their breath, their tone, the speed, and the words. Really try to work on your skill of listening, and then try to make the conversation flow. Instead of being choppy, turn it into use the script and turn it into a real conversation that actually flows as if it's not a script.
Okay.
I think you're doing good, man.
Thanks. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And also, thanks for having me on. I forgot to mention that before.
Yeah, for sure. Cool, man. Cool. We'll come back to you at the end.
Sounds great.
Nick, number 2, Nicholas.
Yo, what's up?
What up, dude?
Not much, man. I'm ready. Ready straight to the questions. All right, so here's my deal. For the last 2 weeks, I've been calling for sale by owners. I have 2 listings through calling them, but both listings I've came down to 4%, right? Commission.
Okay.
So my question to you is, I don't know, man, like I feel good about doing it. I don't really mind because I'm just starting out and I know they'll buy or sell later on with me. But as an agent, like, should I, be a little bit more tough on that side, like keep it at 5 or 6%? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, a couple things, man. Number 1, why did you go that low?
Because they've told me that, they have other agents willing to do 5%, 6%. If I were able to do 4%, they'll go with me.
Okay, I got you. Let me see. I mean, the way that I see it is too, it's like, well, I'll do it for 4.8%. Right?
Okay, why?
Because that's almost a full percent more than 4%.
Okay.
That's
so
basically
you'll just like slowly come down, like by bits?
No. It's like you want to do just like 4 or 5 or 6, and they're like, oh, if you can beat 5, then I'll go with you. And all you have to do is say, I'll do 4.8. Right?
Yeah.
I literally have a listing right now that's at 4.8 because of the same thing I'm telling you, right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, 4.8. I'll do it for 4.8. So at 4%, what are you giving the buyer's agent?
2%.
Okay, 2. See, we don't go under 2.5 here for the buyer's agent.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, here we do 2%. Whatever.
Right.
We'll always split
and,
it.
like, I think that's going to turn into the new norm with the way that technology's going and the competition and the this and the that.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to end up in a 4% real estate norm where everybody is getting 2% on both sides.
Yeah.
But right now, as of right now, my market, we're still at a 5 or 6. So it's either 3% to the buyer's agent or 2.5 to the buyer's agent. And 2.5 is really as low as we go, when it comes to the buyer side. So when I take something at like, say if I did take something at 4, I'm going to get 1.5. 1.5%, you know what I mean? So, but no, man, you could have done it at 4.5. Like, you could have squeezed a little more out
Maybe.
of it.
Yeah, absolutely right. I didn't think about that.
Right. See, there's decimals in between.
Yeah.
The 4 and the 5. There's a lot in the middle there too. You can negotiate with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes if you could do 4.9. Say, look, I'll do it for 4.9, and they're like, done. It's got a 4 in the front of it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
And so, like, that's one thing to think about, when you're going through these situations. But the next thing is that, a lot of these coaches and trainers and brokerages, they'll like, never negotiate your commission.
Right. Yeah.
Stay firm. This is what you're worth and stuff like that. And that's all fine and dandy when you're not up against agents who are doing it for 4%, right? The market is the market. That's why I believe that, long term, you know, over the next, say, decade, we're all going to be in a 4% norm where everybody gets 2%. I think that's where it's going. I still get, you know, 6% on all my stuff, 5 here and there, probably 40% of the time. And then maybe 5% of the time I'll do like a 4.8 or something lower than 5, you know. But no, man, I think that it's great that you did that, because I'm getting messages from agents who are like, I'm getting messages, like I got one from an agent just a minute ago who said that he lost like 3 listings to other agents. Let me see if I can find it, because let's see, I'll read it to you here. I don't have to tell you who it is, but I can read the message to you. But it was like, it was like he lost 2 or 3 listings because it was like 3.9 and 4.5 and 4. And he was like, you know, he was trying to ask me what he should do. It's like, you got to go with the market.
Yeah.
And so the way I look at it is this, man. You helping those people for a slight discount turns into 10 to 20 deals over the life of your career.
I mean, that's
through
what
that
happened.
Through that relationship.
Yeah, one of them, the house is under contract right now. It's pending, and he said, when we sell this one, I want you to sell another one. And then he's moving to New York, and he wants me to refer someone over there, you know?
Right.
So those are the little things, but I didn't consider the decimals, you know? That's very small.
This guy, here's the message. He says, I'm not having fun. I just lost out on 4 listings because of commission agents here charging 3.9, 4%, 4.8.
Yeah.
He said, do I need to adjust my commission? And I just replied, yep.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you do? Yeah.
Well, the thing is, man, it's like now he lost 3 listings. He could have taken and gotten 2+%. Right? He could have got 2+% of, I don't know how much the listings were, but you add all that up and you're probably talking about a good, let's see, 3 deals. I mean, the average price house, you know, in America is like 300 or something. So you're about 6, 12, 8. That's like $20,000 that he, you know, $20,000 in 3 incredible relationships. Now he said he lost out on four deals. You're talking about $25,000 to $30,000 that he didn't have, and 4 relationships that would have multiplied into tens of deals. He lost all that because he wouldn't negotiate his commission a little bit.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like volume. I want volume of relationships and I want volume of transactions.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'm just switching, you know, questions real quick. One of those for sale by owners, she's a lady and she wants to retire, downgrade. When I advised her like the selling price, the price that it should be on the market, she just said no, and she wanted at a certain price, you know. And in my opinion, it's too high. And I told her that. I still went for it, but how can I talk to her to like decrease the price? You know, like doesn't make sense. The market is not there at the moment.
Yeah, man. No, I have that right now. There's a condo that I've been talking to for quite a while, and she finally pulled the trigger. And you know, it's worth 300 all day long. 300,000, 310, 320 tops. But she wants 375. She wants 375.
Yeah.
It's just like, Ricky, you know, if you don't do what I'm asking you to do here, I'm just going to go find another agent. She told me that straight up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people, like, here's the thing, man. Whenever you're trying to advise someone on price, all you can do is show them the facts. And all you can do is say, here's the facts. Here's what the price needs to be at according to these facts. You know, and this is what I suggest if you want to sell this property. You know, and then it's up to them to make a decision. You can't force them to go lower than what they want to go. Even when the facts are staring them in the face, you can't make them, you know, understand that, hey, it's not going to appraise for that. There's no way it's going to appraise for that. Now, on the defense of the sellers, things I think will never sell have sold in a day. And things that I think will sell in a day have never sold. There's been properties that I've had that I thought would sell quickly that never sold. And things that I thought would never sell in a million years because it was too high, sell in like a week. It's happened so many times. It's so weird. So like, if you take that overpriced listing, all of a sudden the neighbor really wanted it, or somebody was like watching out for that specific type of property, and they're scared because they already lost out on three different properties to multiple offers. They lost out on 3. So now they're really scared and they really want a property like that. And they end up paying a lot more than it's worth. They might not pay all the way up to the price the seller's asking, but they'll pay a lot more than what you thought it was worth. And then the seller gets that offer, and you're like, hey, look, I thought we were going to get 320, and here we got an offer for 350. I know you wanted 375, but if you want to sell this property, you got an offer that I think is more than what it's worth right here.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of times those sellers, when they get money, when there's something in their hands, they got a contract or they get money, their entire, their all their reasoning and all their decisions kind of goes out the window, and now they're making decisions based on what's in front of them. So
right.
I mean, at the end of the day, you take those listings, knowing the chances are really low, but it's not a 0% chance. The seller could come way down all of a sudden. I've taken them overpriced, and then I'll keep them, and then 6 months in, the seller will call me, or I'll call them on because I call all my listings every couple of weeks. And it'll either be me calling them or them calling me, and they'll say, I'm ready to kind of let this thing go. What do we need to do? And I'm like, okay, now you're talking. This is what we need to do. We need to get it right here. This is what's going to do it. Bam, they lower it. It sells quick, so you just never know. You taking the listing and doing it the way they want to do it shows them that you actually care about what they think about the world. And it builds that bond a little closer, and you never know what that's going to turn into. So it's either that or let another agent, list it at a higher price, you know what I mean? And lose it all together.
Yeah, I guess she gave me 3 months, so I'm working on it. I listed on the MLS, and that's it. All right. It's another weird kind of scenario. So someone like a family member, not a close family member, she just called me yesterday saying that she found me on Instagram. She found out that I was a realtor, and that she was working with someone else already, but she's not happy with that agent. They are now proactive, their pictures are not good, the price is too high. And I, genuinely gave her my advice, what I would do. But then she asked me, what would you charge for commission, right? I told her, family, I'll do 4%, whatever. But, I don't want to take someone else's deal, but I know that I'll do it better than them, So like, what would you do in that scenario?
See, the thing is, man, is that they're going to change agents anyway.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing. Right. Am I right? They're gonna
probably. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like they're not happy with their agent.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not happy. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is that for me, like, I've had this thing where agents in my office, when I worked at Remax, like agents in my office, I would have clients that would come to me. They came to me. I didn't go after them. They would come to me and, be like, hey, I want to work with you. It's like, okay. Like, hey, I was working with so-and-so, but I want to work with you. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And I'll tell my broker, I'll say, well, the thing is that they were leaving that agent, regardless of what agent they went to.
Yeah.
They were not going to do business with that agent anymore. They didn't answer the call, or they messed up on the contract, or they did something they didn't like. They weren't dependable, something. So they were done with that agent either way, So at that point, they're going to choose another agent, period. So, there's no reason why it shouldn't be you.
Right.
There's no reason why it shouldn't have been me. Like, for my brokers, like, well, at least the business is staying in the office, because otherwise they might have chose another agent in the office, or maybe they would have chosen an agent from a different office. So,
right.
Yeah, man, that's the way you have to look at those situations. Like, you know, they're gonna leave that agent either way it goes. So if they're gonna leave the agent and choose another agent, there's no reason why it shouldn't be you. And that's exactly how you present that to the agent. If they come at you and say, "Hey, you stole my client."
Right. Yeah.
No, I didn't steal your client. Your client came to me because you did a horrible job.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's not what I would say.
Yeah,
That's not what I would say.
Wording. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would be like, listen, they came to me. I didn't go to them. You know, and from what I understand, they were gonna, you know, switch agents. So what do you want me to do?
Mhm.
Right? You tell me what you want me to do. You know,
Right. Yeah.
so
Okay. That's
don't
good.
feel bad about that, man.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling bad, but now it makes sense. And then my last question, it's kind of a mindset question, right? So a little background. I've been following your program for weeks now. The first 2 weeks, I got 5 listings. Um, I don't know. I guess I got lucky, or I've been following the script. But the third week, last week, it came downhill. I stopped calling. I stopped doing this. Like I went back to my comfort zone, right? And I'm sure that happens a lot. Like, what can I do to be at my highest level, like be proactive, be always excited? What will you do, right?
Well, it's interesting because I think that you have to go through what you just went through to actually put yourself in that state of mind. Because when you go through a moment where you had some success and then you kind of fell off of the actions that got you there, and then
Yeah.
your results fell off, that teaches you a lesson,
Mm.
right? So you have to do exactly what you did and go through that little lesson before you realize it's like, okay, I can't let off the gas. You know, I have to keep, you know, pushing every day. I got to keep on my calls. I got to keep doing what I got to do. You know, no matter how good it looks right now,
Yeah.
you know, all this could completely come to a screeching halt at any moment. That's why I got to keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
So what you actually learned right there was a very valuable lesson, and that all of us have to learn. I mean, I've been done the same thing, you know,
Mm.
up and down, you
Yeah.
know, do the work, get a lot of business, stop doing the work, thinking it's going to keep going. Then it drops off. Now I'm back to trying, I got to scramble back from the top, try to get the momentum going again. And eventually you learn, you want to get out of this.
Yeah.
And eventually you want to get into a situation where you're just steadily going uphill. And so you just continue push, you never stop pushing.
Yeah.
Kind of learn that you have to continue pushing, even when you feel like you don't have to. Like, dude, look at me. Like, I don't have to do any of this stuff,
Right. Yeah.
but I still keep pushing really, really hard. And I think what you have to just keep in mind is the big picture. You know, what's the ultimate goal? Where do we want to be in 5 years? Where do we want to be in 3 years and 10 years? You know, that's what you got to keep pushing for. Because like if you're wanting to, you know, if you want to hit like a $1 million a year income, or a 2 million or 5 million or $10 million a year income, then and that's really far from where you are right now. Like there's no way that you're going to jump from where you are to $3 million a year income. You know that $3 million, if it's possible, is more like a 3 to 5 year play or even a 10-year play. And it's like if you let off the gas pedal one day, that could push that out another 6 months. It's like every day that you let off the gas a little bit, that pushes your dream out another 6 months. Just one day of inactivity, because it compounds. So every day you might think that each day that you don't make calls isn't that big of a deal, but I promise you, every single day is really the make it or break it. It's the make it or break it between you hitting that, you know, $2-3 million a year income goal, or that 10 million, or whatever you're trying to do long term. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Makes sense.
You got to keep that big picture in mind.
All right, man. Perfect. I think those were all my questions. All clear, ready to go, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was cool. Appreciate that.
All right, man.
All right, bro. Let's bring Gina back out.
Hey, Ricky, I'm back.
Howdy.
So, I guess I have a couple questions for you. One of them was actually how you feel about a team versus a solo agent. I know you're a solo agent and you know it can be done, but with all of the, I guess all the tasks that are involved and the TCs and things like that that we're required to use anyway sometimes, how do you feel about that? Like when you're a new agent, do you go on to a team maybe to begin with? Or do you say solo? Because I've been doing it myself for 2 years and it's tough. It's a tough gig. I've closed 16 leases. That's fantastic. I've got a pipeline built. All of those people are referring me, which is fantastic. But how, like, it's not happening now. I'm building the pipeline and I do require, some income here. So being a financial controller before and having steady income, it's taken me at least 2 years to just get over the hump of realizing I don't require that. So what would you recommend a new agent, like a team versus a solo career, just to start? Like, because you could always end up in one or the other, but what do you recommend?
Everybody's different. So, with the team, some people need that team, atmosphere and that team, support, right? A lot of people need that team support. I didn't need it when I got in. I just went straight single agent. I never had any problems. I wasn't worried about, lack of support, or I need somebody. Like, there was always someone there to help me. So when I was a solo agent starting out, there was always an agent in my office. There was always somebody I could call. There was always somebody there, that I could reach out to if I had questions or problems, kind of like a team leader. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, even it depends on what area of support you want, right? If you're saying that you need somebody to help you in the leads department, like getting you leads and stuff, for me, everybody knows where I stand on that. You get property owners for 2 cents, you call them, that's your leads. You make friends forever and you make it happen. But it just depends. So, like, what department, is it admin? Is it accountability? Is it the fundamentals? What is it the mental aspect of the business? Is it the financial budgeting and stuff like that? What aspect of your business are you struggling with that you feel like you need help in that area?
I would say it would be leads. Like, I would be enticed by a team for leads.
Okay.
Especially since I've been able to prove that I can convert these leases. Obviously I tried to convert every single lease to a buyer, but they just weren't ready then. They're all in the pipeline and being nurtured and they're going to buy eventually. And even if it's, 2 of those people, 3 of those 16, I'll be very happy. But I would say the enticing part would be the leads, like absolutely what they would throw, like the fish that they might throw your way. But then there's that second guessing myself. It's like, I don't need that. I'd rather learn how to fish and get the fish on my own. And I know that you really highly recommend the circle prospecting and the cold calling. I've gotten a little bit better about it, but honestly, you blasted me in the Phoenix meeting about it. You're like, your kids are going to starve because you're not willing to pick up the phone, and call. I feel like I've made some growth over it, but I just more comfortable with the one lead. My database is fine, but it's not happening. So, and I don't want to bail. I'm bored. So it would be the leads.
Yeah. Well, you may need to go on a team that, here's the thing, if you do decide to, you there? Did we lose you?
I'm here.
If you do decide to go on a team, you need to make sure you pick the right team, because there's good teams and there's bad teams, right?
Right.
So there's that. But, my question would be, as far as leads go, to me, like, a warm lead is a human being, what I'm saying? Like, that has, blood flowing through their veins, they're in my market, because a lot of these leads,
relationships, definitely on that. The relationships over the.
Yeah. Like the warm leads that you're talking about, they're just human beings in the market, and they may not really be ready right this second. They're just like everybody else that you call. I think that it's just a mind shift.
Mm-hmm.
If you can actually just shift your mind towards, okay, if I join a team and the team supplies me with, X amount of leads throughout the day, every day, right? And you get all these leads coming in. What do you have to do with the leads?
You have to call them. You have to call them and talk to them and engage.
Right. So my question would be, why give a team leader 50%, 30%, 40% of your commissions, right? If you just take like geo leads or expireds or something that involves talking to property owners and just pretend in your mind that a team leader gave them to you.
Right. My brokerage offers Red X, Tyler.
Right. I mean, like if you could like stay single agent, pretend you're on a team, get the geo leads and pretend like your team leader gave them to you, and you have to call them real quick because they're warm leads.
Yeah, I hear I hear you. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, no, it's I mean, that's the way I look at it. It's like pretend like geo leads are Zillow leads. You know what I mean? Just pretend like it. I mean, it's really the same thing, you know?
Okay.
But hey, you know, maybe there's more to the story. You know, maybe you need some accountability. Maybe you need, you know, some admin support. Maybe there's more to it than just the leads, you know? So that's just something that you have to kind of figure out in your mind. You know what I mean?
Search. Absolutely. I've written down all of the pros and cons and thought about it. And it's just like you said, I have to really sit with it and decide and really figure out what is the main reason for wanting to shift over. I believe I could be very successful as a single agent. I really do. So I just need to get off the fence on figuring out, you know, needing to have something thrown at me, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't really require that. And that's been the mindset.
Yeah, I mean, you like if you, I don't know how to say this. It's just you have to figure it out on your own exactly what direction to go in. And if you join a team, right, that can be a temporary thing.
Yeah.
You know, you could just say, hey, I want to try this for a year. And you can tell the team leader, hey, I just want to give this a try for a year and see how it goes.
Right.
You know, and if you don't like it, I mean, you can leave. You can go right back to single agent, you know? So I don't think there's a wrong answer here. You know, I think you can either decision's okay because you can immediately reverse it if you feel like it was a bad decision. You can stay single agent for a while. You know, if it were me, I think I would give single agent one more try. And I think I would try to pretend like I'm on a team and pretend like geo leads are team leads that they're giving you and work on like their warm leads from Zillow and see what happens, right? I would give that a shot, you know, for another couple months and really hit it hard and really try. Because whatever percentage that team's going to take from you is a big chunk.
It's a big chunk.
It's a big chunk. And they're not, I mean, those leads, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
They're not the highest quality.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess
basically they're just giving you all the horrible leads they don't want to deal with.
Right.
You know, hoping you work your ass off to try to close 1 out of 500, you know, so that they can take part of your commission. You know what I mean?
I understand. Yeah. Okay.
What else?
Thank you for that. So I recently lost a listing to Zillow. It's really was heartbreaking. I thought of you immediately and was like, wait, this is fine. You know, you'll clear up some space. I actually almost got her back. Like I really went home. I did my homework. I broke out the net sheet for her and everything. And she sent back a text that said, okay, if we do go to list, I want to start at this price. I want to start at $295. It all came down to the convenience and the money, I believe. But at the end of the day, it looked like Zillow was going to be charging more than I was going to be able to produce for her. So, and in our market right now, Phoenix, her house would have sold. She had a beautiful has a beautiful property. Cul-de-sac. I mean, it's perfect. It would sell. I could sell it.
So does she list it with Zillow?
I'm going to follow up with her in the next, I'll probably call her after I hang up with you today because I need to follow up and find out what she actually did. She's moving up north from here in Phoenix, and she's actually using a lender of mine to purchase up north, but she's deciding between me and Zillow. She found me on the Nextdoor app, which was fantastic. I loved the opportunity to present the listing presentation, but I don't know. I have to follow up with her and see where she's at. But I wanted to know what could I come to the table with, or what would you suggest? Like, is there anything else I could do to maybe win the listing?
You already said you worked the numbers and it was going to be cheaper to go with you, right?
Yeah, I did.
So what is Zillow charging?
It was going to be 39,000 at the end of the day. In her property, they were going to give her 2,996, I think. I would have listed it. It needs some work, so I probably would have started it between maybe 255 and 265, honestly. But if she wanted to list it at the 295, I would have started her there. That would have been fine. My card charges would have been closer to 18,000.
So how did they come up with 39,000?
There was repair charges that they said that they would put in. They put in like 24,000 for repairs.
Okay.
And we wouldn't necessarily need to do repairs. I didn't offer to go in and do any kind of flipping. I mean, we'd want to make the property look as clean as possible, but not any repairs of 30 grand, 20 grand.
Yeah. So basically they're charging 15,000 for the commission.
Exactly. It's just under, it's more like 17. It's close. They charge like 5,000 and then it's like 1.1% transaction fee.
Okay. So really it's like 5 or 6%. Right. So, I mean, they're not really any kind of competition, you know? So my question would be for you to her is why are you even considering Zillow?
Convenient.
So, I mean, what do you,
No open houses, no putting it on the listing, you know, like just here's the deal, just doing the paperwork with Zillow versus having to go through the traditional listing process with me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I would say that, you know, hey, listen, you know, I don't know Zillow's process, but I can only imagine that they're kind of like a Redfin situation where there's different employees that are, you know, set up to handle different parts of the transaction, right?
Right.
Is that how it is?
I think so. I don't have the details either. I've been trying to talk to a few people that know people that work for Zillow to get some insight, and I haven't gotten any answers.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you want to get thrown around from person to person, you know, and each person is just the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, or do you want one person, me, to handle the thing from start to finish, you know what I mean, for a cheaper price?
Right.
I'll handle the whole thing for a cheaper price. Hey, listen, here's the thing. All you can do is all you can do. So you do the best job that you can do to present yourself to someone to see if they actually want to move forward with you or not. If it's a good fit, great. If it's not, that's okay too. The problem is that you don't have enough people in your pipeline that are thinking about working with you.
Right.
You're waiting for people to contact you on the Nextdoor app and, you know what I mean, reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? That phone goes both ways.
I definitely know I need to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I haven't finished your program. I'm guilty.
So what do you do all day long?
Well, I get up in the morning, I do my follow-up. I have had, like I said, a lot of those leases. So they've referred me to a lot of people. So I've been spending a lot of my time doing leases, running around with renters. And it's great to help the people, but it's not paying my bills, if you know what I mean. So it's a little tough.
Why don't you start turning down the renters and start working with buyers or sellers?
So I was getting these renters through Op City. And when I turned off the lease portion of that and asked them to send me buyers, the first 3 buyers I got, one was 50,000, one was 100, and the other was 100. So they're just basically, for lack of a better term, crap leads. I couldn't help them if I wanted to. So
why don't you just shut Op City down? Just turn it off altogether.
It's done. I've turned it off.
Yeah. Get rid of it.
I'm done. Yeah. I'm working on the database. That's another thing. I am shifting myself because like I said, I've been entertaining the whole team idea and different things. But I know that I have a database. I've got like probably 1,500 Facebook friends. I've got like 900 people in my phone. I'm from Alabama too, actually. I came out here in '94, but I've got friends and family in Alabama. I've got friends and family in California and out here. So, I mean, I know a ton of people.
Why aren't you calling all of them and checking on them and seeing how they're doing?
I just started that. I'm getting up now at 4:30 in the morning and I'm doing the Facebook thing. I'm going on and I'm reaching out to everybody. I just opened up a private group this week. And I've got already in 2 days, I've got 68 members. So I'm kind of trying to engage with them. And there are not realtors. They're not like brokers. They're not people that I'm like in competition with, so to speak.
they're like people that I would use as client, or that would be my clients, my friends, my family. So I'm
Yeah.
starting that. That's the path I'm realizing I should probably be taking.
Yeah, you need to be reaching out to all those Facebook friends, DM them on Facebook, call them, check on them, talk to them, see what you can do to help them. Call all those 900 people in your phone, no matter where they are in the country. You can refer it out if you need to. See what they're doing. See if you can do something to help them. Once you've exhausted all that, move right over to calling property owners in your area. Call them, check on them, see how they're doing, see if there's something you can do to help them. Like, that's the process. You know what I mean?
Yes. I'm just very slow to start. There's no doubt. It's very true that it's something you have to build. It doesn't come easy. You have to work. Yeah. I think I have had that expectation of like I said, some of this stuff to be thrown at me, and it's just not the case.
It's not going to work like that. You're just not going to grow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, keep me informed about that. Just message me and stuff, and let me know what's going on, and let me know what I can do to help. Right. And just keep moving forward. Keep trying to get a little better every day.
I will. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna let's see. Okay, before I bring all three of them back out, I did link a video below for you guys. It's called "Why Only 1% of You Will Follow My Lead and Do What I'm Asking You to Do." Okay, only 1% of you are actually following through with the stuff that I'm sharing for free. I'm sharing with you guys exactly the process that took me from zero to diamond. Diamond is $1 million a year. That's what diamond is in the RE/MAX system. That's where I came up with it, right? So 0 to diamond, $1 million a year real estate agent. I've hit $1 million in 2017, 18, 19, and now 20. I'm almost there for this year. So it's real. I mean, it's reality. Okay, guys, if you follow it to a T and you understand the big picture, like I was talking to Nicholas about, of that little bit that you have to do every single day, even when you feel like you have the momentum and you don't need to do those little things, you actually do need to do those things if you're going to hit those big goals. That's why most people don't hit the big goals and hit that 5 million a year, 20 million a year, 10 million a year income, because they slack here and there. And that little bit of slack, 2 days here, 1 day there, 1 day here, 1 day there, all adds up to you just continue to be average the rest of your life. And I know you don't want to be average the rest of your life. So go watch that video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Everybody click the like button to show all the agents today a little bit of love. I'm going to bring them back on right now. Boom. So you guys can unmute Nick up in Long Island. Tell everybody where they can follow you, bro.
Yep, you can follow me on Instagram at Nicky Giorgio with a CKY. You can reach me out on my cell phone, 631-655-5249. Facebook at Nicky Giorgio, or shoot me an email, nick@hamptonestatesrealty.com.
You guys go follow Nick on Instagram and follow his journey of being a 3-week real estate agent. And let's see how far he can go. Gina, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Gina Curtis. My phone is 602-758-2625. I also have a real estate handle on Instagram. It's I think I changed it. I haven't been looking at my Instagram at Gina Curtis, I believe.
Great. You guys go follow Gina and her process of going from, a fork in the road. Do I do a team? Do I do single agent? What do I do? Do I make calls? Do I keep waiting on people to call me? What do I do? And let's see what happens there. Nick.
Yes, sir.
Nicholas, I mean.
Nicholas number 2.
Number two.
You can follow me at Mr. Botia, MRBOTIA on Instagram. You can text me or call me at 813-616-0407.
Cool, man. Cool. I appreciate you guys coming on.
All right. Thank you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
tuning in, guys. We'll do this again next week. And also Tuesday, I'll be on live with another agent doing live calls. I'm getting into the routine here of every Tuesday doing live calls with an agent and every Thursday doing this show. So if you want to be on for live calls, or if you want to come on this show, just be sure to text me my new number, add yourself to my contacts. I'm picking those agents at the beginning of the week. That's 251-312-8844. I put it in the description as well. And you guys keep crushing it. I'm really enjoying these conversations. So let's keep it going. And I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Ricky.